And this is a video comparison between the Google Pixel 2 XL versus the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. So let's talk about the design. Google Pixel 2 XL has a really good looking design. The white doesn't have any grip at all. It almost feels like glass, and you got the glass at the top here. You got the fingerprint scanner in the back, the Google logo, SIM tray, and you also have volume keys and an orange power button. With the Pixel, you had dual front-facing speakers. This feels like a well done build by Google. And you have your Type-C for charging and no headphone jack. And for a lot of you, that might be a little bit of an issue. Samsung, we have here this glass on glass sandwich build with aluminum rails going all the way around, and it just looks rich. Awesome color. Got the Samsung logo, Note 8 logo, all the FCC's logos at the bottom, 12 megapixel cameras, and you got your fingerprint scanner in the back, which is in the wrong place. Bixby button, volume keys, and the power button on the other side. SIM tray right at the top there. Really good looking design, and guess what? You have everything here. Speaker at the bottom, and the speaker in the bottom really sounds impressive. You got the Type-C, you got the headphone jack, and you got the S Pen. These phones are really made good, but I'm really impressed by Samsung's build. So when it comes to both of the builds, as much as I like the Pixel, I gotta give it to Samsung Note 8. The screens. For LG here that made this phone for Google, this LG panel has been a problem. This is an OLED display, and finally LG has gone with OLED, but this screen, 6 inches, looks really good right here with the totally black wallpaper, but when you put some color into it, I think the screen looks pretty good. For as much as people complained about the screen, I really don't have no problem with it. Off angle, no one really looks at their phone off angle, and there's a lot of phone that has a little bit of shift in the look of the screen when you go off angle, so I'm not worried about that. The Note 8 screen just popped. We all know Samsung knows how to do screen. 6.3 inch Quad HD display. So both of these phones are Quad HD, and they're both AMOLED. They're both around 6 inches. I don't think too much people will have problems when it comes to the Samsung screen and the brightness levels of the screen. So if you're looking for the best AMOLED panel, yes, you're going to get a pretty good AMOLED panel with the Pixel 2 XL, but according to everybody, it is really not good. But according to me, I think it's just fine. It's just not on the level of Samsung. The rear camera on the Pixel 2 XL, what this camera is able to do with one camera, this camera can't do with two. The Pixel 2 XL takes the sharpest images with this 12 megapixel camera. You got all the bokeh you want. This camera is boss. The colors, the saturation levels is on point, and they're not too overblown. You can get some real good, realistic shots with the Pixel 2 XL, and you can get shots that are really realistic from the Pixel 2 XL. Just looks awesome. With video, you got the OIS, and I'm telling you, the optical image stabilization on this is truly good. When you're taking video inside a studio, the microphones are absolutely excellent. Once you're indoors, shiny brushed aluminum look. Once you're indoors, it's fine. You get stereo sound, and yes, you have to adjust it in post, and I really like the microphones on this. But for some reason, once you get outside, using the earbuds, using the Pixel, I'm gonna get my hair done. With the mics, everything totally changes. The mics absolutely sound awful once you're outside. I think that could be fixed in software, but outdoors, microphones are terrible. Indoors, the microphones are fine. Don't ask. When it comes to Samsung, the video on this is terrible. The autofocusing on Samsung is absolutely terrible. In my opinion, it don't know where it wants to focus. And once it changes focus, it is a hard thing to get back. The pictures come out really clear, they come out really sharp, and you can get a good photo almost every time. But the problem lies, sometimes those pictures come out looking foggy and they don't come out looking as good as other cameras that's out right now. Let's take a look at video. Look at the focusing. It's trying to focus on the watch, just can't get it. The receipt, can't get the focus on the receipt, caught it and missed it. Focus! Focus! Foggy ass camera. It is not foggy out here. Look, trying to get focus, can't quite get it. Got it and then lost it again. And the being washed out. Check out the washed out footage. You could see it night and day from this Casey Niestat video. Foggy, clear. iPhone is clear, the Note is foggy. It's just night and day. Look over here, my particular video, washed out because of the lights. It can't adjust. Look at that. Look, you can see it's foggy. When it comes to the front camera, Google is giving you 8 megapixel camera, and it really does take some pretty good shot, and you got that bokeh effect. That's pretty good. When it comes to Samsung, the front camera is probably just as bad as the back, but the front camera is pretty good. It's beating a lot of phones out there. So when it comes to the front camera, you're pretty safe, but not compared to Google's front camera. It's just a better front-facing camera on the Google Pixel 2 XL. Now this is taking us to battery life. Battery life on both these phones are beasts. I would say it's literally a wash. Both of your phones can take you through a good 16-hour day. It's a wash. I would say both of them did a good job when it comes to battery life. Now we gotta talk about price. I don't normally talk about price when it comes to phones because they change within a couple of months. So by the time people start watching this video, the price is going to be totally changed. But let's talk about the price at launch. They're both around $900 at launch, and I'm going to tell you guys this: no phone is worth $900. Phone technology has not reached that state. Google Pixel 2 XL is $900 phone. The cameras are definitely worth it. The speakers, the screen, everything seems to be worth it until you start using it on a daily basis, and just something pinches you every now and again and tells you this is not a $900 phone. When it comes to the Samsung Note 8, here's the thing: very top-notch build, and the build might back up the price. But when you start using this phone and the annoyances that this phone takes you through, the Bixby button. The Bixby button, I have no useful use for Bixby. I have no problem with the Google Assistant. Bixby is just an annoyance that I absolutely killed the Bixby button because I can't stand it. $900 for this phone might be justified by a lot of people. You got the wireless charging, you got the water resistance, you got a headphone jack, you have the S Pen, you have the best screen on the market right now. Those things might justify the price. But where Samsung messed up at on this phone is the cameras. The rear camera, absolutely, in my opinion, they suck. I really don't like the cameras. I want to press play and go, I don't want to constantly adjust, and I don't want blown out footage, and I don't want footage that looks like it's a cloudy day when it's a nice clear night. I don't want that problem, but this is the problem with the Note 8. So the price ain't justified, but by argument, if there's any phone that is close to being worth $1,000, it might be the Note, but Samsung missed it when it comes to the cameras. All around, as much tricks that this phone has up its sleeve, especially with the S Pen, you gotta sign a document. You don't have to go through all this trickery and going through your computer at home. You don't have to worry about all of that because you got your S Pen. You can sign a document. You can do a lot of stuff with the S Pen, and I'm absolutely delighted about the S Pen when I could just pull it out, take a screenshot of what I want, and just cut that out. Absolutely awesome. There is nothing better out there right now when it comes to the S Pen. Google don't have anything fancy when it comes to the Pixel 2 XL. You got no wireless charging, you got some water resistance, but you don't have no headphone jack, you don't have no expandable storage, and I know a lot of people are going to talk about that. There is no expandable storage. There's a lot of stuff missing from this phone. That's why it is not worth $900. And this phone, for what's going on with the cameras, it is not worth $900. So, in this battle, which phone wins? Which phone is worth being in your pocket for what it costs? You can't vlog with this phone because of the microphones. You can't vlog with this phone because of the cameras. They're both incomplete. But if I had to pick one, I'm definitely going with the Google Pixel 2 XL. It's a better phone this year with better cameras than Samsung, and that makes the difference right there. So pretty much with that, guys, Google Pixel 2 XL is a better phone than the Samsung Galaxy Note 8.